All right. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts with John from ProCrafts. We are getting started here. We're on our $1 million challenge. I'm on day 2 of it here. So I actually should probably change the screen so I highlight where we are, but we're in month, quote unquote, month 1. I'm going to do every day. So I'm not going to do like by month, but if you follow this pattern given to us by Buckeye Slim, make $1 million. Just got to win 190 times in a row or something like that. But we're working month 1, which means at a $300, I got to win 275 any way I can, any number of sessions that I can. And the rules are basically simple here. If we ever go bust or dip below halfway our bankroll after a 7, we start over again. We blow the month and start over. So here we are. We won yesterday about $80, $85, I think it was. Here's our yesterday's profits. I got $300 in the rack. So let's go out there and play something simple. Trying to win another $100 if we can do it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just take a quick stab at it, and we'll do either the horseman. We did yesterday. We did the DC pony. That one or the horseman works well. We can do let's just do that again. I think to me that's the way. So I'm going to actually do a traditional horseman. We're going to go 50. Don't try and not get burned on the damn come out roll again. And rock it the original way. There's a freaking yo, of course, right? Of course, Waylon. Waylon with the DC pony says, don't ever play the don't pass because you get screwed. Well, I just did. Let's see if we can avoid big red. There we go. 6, 3, and 9. Just try and get on here and make a quick $75 or $100 or whatever it is. No, we're going to get aces. God, are you serious, John? We're going to lose right out of the damn gate. Good Lord. 8. Okay. 8. Okay. We're gonna be down our 50% limit's going to be out immediately. There's a shit. I can't tell what that was. That was probably a 9. It was leaned up against the wall. There was a 9, I think. It was leaning. I'm going to call it a 9. Point hit. That's out. Comeback goes to the 9. I have 2 comebacks sitting here, and I'm half my bankroll down. I'm almost half down the bankroll. So we're going to come out. See what we get here. I can't see the numbers. It's an 8. All right, one of those guys paid at least. Thank you very much. We've lost a comeback and 2 DPs already. So that is like, who cares? Let's go DP. Set a don't point here. There's a 9. That's great. We'll come up here behind the 9. That'll come down and get paid. That's awesome. Come bet. Not going to be a great series this morning. Okay, there we go. Little payment right there. That's good. We have $200 back in the rack. We're still down $50. And there's big red, which is fine. 437. That actually pays that. So where are we at? We start with 300. I have 100, 250. So not terrible. Let's go more DC this time. There's a 4. Let's go 2 units in here. Points 4. And we have a PSO, which this time the regular DP would have been the way. We lose that. Good gravy. Do it again. Come back out. Another point of 4. Boy, oh boy. How about that? Another 50 here. May not be our day today, huh? There's a 10. DP goes by the 10. We'll do 2 comebacks. We're going to go all in here in a minute. There's a 9. 6, 3, 9. Comeback goes to the 9. Second comeback's out. It's going to go to the 10. Are you freaking kidding me? God. There we go. We're exactly half our bankroll. So I've only got a couple of rolls left here. It's going to be a new point. It's going to be 9. That will get paid. Another DC bet. Yo, God. All right. Well, there's our freaking bankroll. All right. That's going to be not a good rhythm day for us here. Maybe tomorrow we'll just have to go all in up on the box. 4. We need to get 2 in the DC. God, John. Talk about picking everything off, right? That goes behind the 6. Here we go. There's another 9. Puck is off. Comeback travels. Coming out. It's a 6, and we pick off our DC. Jeez. Unreal. I'm just going to make a third come bet and just go all in. We haven't had a 7 yet while we're out. Can you believe that? We haven't had 1 7 while our bets have been active. Just on the come out. There's a 4. $50 in the DC. And there's the 7. That is going to take all our money. God. All right, well, there's a lesson in how to lose $300 in 8 seconds, guys. That was a brutal rollout. That was exactly every roll, not what we wanted. My God. Welcome to my show. Jeez. Welcome to Johnstown. This is what it does. This is why I don't go to the casino anymore. I swear to God. Man, that's awful. Jeez, what a freaking brutal way to play. My God. Every bet got picked off. Every single bet got picked off. It seems like. All right. He's like, keep going if I get past 50 in this bankroll. I'm still in the I'm qualifying. Okay. Well, that's cool. Even so, I lost the whole bankroll anyway. I never did hit a 7, right? Like a 7 out never happened. We just picked off all of our freaking bets. So, hey, hooray for me. So tomorrow we start back over again. I got to go back in for a new $300. So this is going to be hard, man. This challenge is going to be really, really hard. The progression's tough, and you don't have a lot of bullets, really. You're only giving us a certain number of bullets per month. So you got to get lucky. You got to get lucky. Today would have been a better day to place bet, I guess, right? Who knows? Who the hell knows, right? Come in the morning and whatever happens is going to happen. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the big show here. Let's rock on and get into it. So there's the $1 million challenge. I am going to change this so that you can tell which level I'm at each day. The way I roll, we're going to be at level 1 for a long time, I think. There we go. The pony last night. You know what? The pony has it's got teeth to it, right? The pony has teeth to it. You got to have bankroll. Today's going to be a day we talk about the ladder systems, and you got to have bankroll. Given bankroll, you can hammer it. I have chips in a rack. I have my $80 from yesterday. So I assume that if I burn my 300, I'm done for the day. Like, that's what I thought the rules were. You always buy in for a fresh stack of whatever the number is. I didn't realize I could use the whole thing. So I have $80 left in the rack. So there we go. Let's see what is next. What's on store today? So new toys. Let me know in chat if you have thoughts on it. So I've given you a number of toys. Let me show you here. I'm going to go here. Let me go to Casino Gaming TV. And let's share the screen so you can see what I got here. We did a number of, I've done a bunch of coding here. We've got in the tool section now, you have your roll tracker, right? If you log into your own account, log in over here with your Discord account, you have your own roll tracker. You can track all of your rolls. You can just type them in. We're on a point of 5, so we get a 415. It marks the point as green. You see your ATS bubbles. You get your repeaters and all your stats, right? So that's a gift to you, right? If you log in, it's not by any means what the KPI is that Craps Nation folks have written, Troy from Point 7 out. It's not by any means as great as Bone Tracker, which has actual actionable statistics. This was just a quick way to hand enter data in for me, right? So you've got this. You've also got the session logger, which I use every day in the daily paycheck. You can log in. When you go to the casino, you can log in. The date you went, what casino you went to, the strategy you played or tried, how much you bought in for, what you cashed out for. If the funds came from your bank account or from your excess play, right? And I'm using this to log how we're doing in our daily paychecks. So you can see I've got my current bankroll is 16,000. We've got 182 sessions to go before we win our $100,000. This, again, if you're logged in, you get to use this too, okay? The other tool that I've got for you here is one called the 41G account, which is, this is a way for you to fake enter numbers into your account. So this is not your actual bank register, but virtually I have X in my master bankroll. I've got X amount that I've earned, and I'm splitting. So you can kind of get a good sense of how you're doing for the year. Like, it's better than a spreadsheet, basically, right? This is the thing I wrote for you. And finally, you've got the new comp calculator, which looks like shit, but it's coming along. Where you can say, hey, I'm going to do, I'm going to do the lay for $100, and that's my only bet that I'm going to make, right? Your expected loss is going to be $84 a day. If you play 50 rolls an hour, 50 resolutions an hour or rolls per hour, $100 on that bet, your comp value is $21, right? This gives you an idea of that. What I want to know from you today is what else could I do for you? I've got some, I don't want to say free time, but I've got some time coming up where I'm going to have some alone time with the computer to do some stuff. I'm going to clean some of those apps up a little bit, make them a little prettier. But in the meantime, what other tools do you think you need as a gambler to track either winnings, losses, or whatever you want? I don't know what else there can be. I was thinking about doing like a craps table simulator or roulette table simulator where you put your bets in and it would kind of spit out. So given all these bets on whatever table you're at, if this were to happen, what's my loss? What's my win? So in other words, let's say you put 160 across out there on that simulator. It would tell you on a 6, you'd win this. On a 7, you'd win that or lose that. On a 9, you'd get 0. So you can kind of see like where your what your expected collections would be given your current bets based on the dice, and it would give you like a probability thing. I thought of like a probability calculator too, but yeah, roulette comps will work there, Jen, too. It's the same thing. I'd have to just put in the bets and what they pay and what the house edge is, and you'll get that for sure. I got to make that screen easier to use because when you put roulette in there, it's going to be kind of a jumbled mess. And with the crap stuff, I got to figure out how to make it easier to use for you. But yeah, 100%. I'll add roulette, and I'll add actually. I can add all the games. I can add Bach, and I can add all the carnival games too. Just to get a sense of what your EV might be. So I'll do that for sure. I think a probability calculator might be a cool thing to do. And I think, what is my bet win or lose? What is my spread win or lose kind of thing? So yeah, if you have other ideas, just drop me a Discord, a Slack, or a message in Discord, or email me, john@procraps.net. I'll add it to my to-do list for the coding, and we'll get that thing. I want to get that thing really tightened up. I want to have like a really cool suite of tools for us, and maybe someday turn that into a phone app that you can just have all those tools on an app and be able to just kind of, I don't know, do it whenever you want to. So there we go. I will do the pony laddering today. I'm going to do the field first on the ladder because it's fast, and I'll explain why I do that. I can get more rolls in and more laddering done. But yeah, we will definitely do the pony later on today for sure. Yeah, nothing for Bach because it's a 1% edge, right? There's nothing there, but it's good to see, right, what you get. That's why maybe they bet so high. Anyway, also today we'll do a quick review of the Red Cross, which is doing okay so far. And as just mentioned, we're in the middle of Chasers Week on Coffee and Craps. We've done the Marty, we've done the Fibonacci. Today we're going to hit on the D'Alembert, which is the ladder system that Whalen has made famous. D'Alembert created it. Whalen has made it rock. We're going to talk about how it works, what the theories behind it, and all of that. Tomorrow we go La Biche, and Friday we do the 31. It won't be a Friday Follies this week. We're going to do I'm going to do a straight regular show on Friday to show you the 31, which is one of my favorite negative progressions. It's actually I like it because it's conservative. So it fits. It checks off a bunch of boxes for us, and it keeps me relatively safe and sane. So with that said, tonight you got LFC with TCS. You got LFC on CGTV at 8 o'clock. Big AZ's Yahtzee. Ken is going on at 9 o'clock Eastern, but I think he has the stream set up for only his channel. I thought he was going to do both channels. I'll talk to him later on and see what happened there, but he's doing Can I Beat It tonight. He's doing his Abacus coupled with the 5-9 ladder, I think. So that's going to be tonight. So there's lots of going on after I'm off the air today. So tons of things happening. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the stuff here. So coming out with the Craps for the Cure, nothing new today, other than I did talk to Carrie Coda this morning, briefly over text. So she and the Craps Angels will be taking part. If you remember last year, she's got a team of, I think, 5 women that play together. As a group, they came out and they played, and we dealt for them for a while. And then we did a little boys versus girls throwing competition with them. It was hella fun. So I think we'll do that again with them this year. I'm going to try and have her and the team come out before Craps Chat. We've got a Craps Chat scheduled for the end of each day, Saturday and Sunday, to kind of close out the days. It'll be a panel discussion, Craps Chat style, but with people in person. asking questions and all that kind of stuff. I'd like to have her and the team take part in that and be part of the panel on the first day that we do it. So that's a plan. So I'm getting that put together, and it'll be fun. So that's yeah. Anyway, get your tickets. Ian says get your tickets. Go to casino or crapsforthecure.com, register for the event. I think we've got, I want to say I've got 15 registrants, not including myself and Ian, I think, but I think there's 15 people that have registered to be there, which is really cool. So yeah, there's that. Also, Kev the Carpenter has put together an auction item for us. It's a deck of cards that are custom made with our logo on it for the event. So that's coming too. And I talked to somebody else who would like me to commission a big badass Yeti mug with the logo on it too. He wants to donate that to us. So I'm going to get those ordered up today. So you have a few more auction items that are smaller in size, but big in value. Again, everything's one of a kind that has the logo on it. So there's that. All right. What is next up? The Red Cross 2-0. Yesterday was an easy one. I rolled good, right? You come out of the gate and you roll whatever it was, 11 shots out of the gate. You can't not lose on the right side. So that was an easy one. Whatever. The Red Cross puts us in a good spot to win. We won. Nothing else to say about that. I can definitely feel a Friday Follies coming on, though, from this. I was thinking last night, I couldn't sleep last night. I've been up all night. So if I get punch drunk here, I'm sorry. But I was thinking about the Iron Cross, and everybody loves the Iron Cross and everybody hates the Iron Cross because it's both great because you never lose, right? It's awful because you don't win a whole lot. It's a grind. I thought, because I was tinkering around with some ladder stuff last night. What if we did like a black chip field ladder? Like a legit ladder, but a little bit like a ladder plus. And I'll show you what I mean by ladder plus today. A little ladder plus in the field. Played as a separate thing. And then the 5, 6, and 8 you played as a separate thing. So picture again, team play. One guy's doing the field ladder, one guy's doing the 5, 6, and 8. Together you're playing an Iron Cross. One guy's doing super aggressive field. Like stupid aggressive. Right? Can make paycheck with that thing if you're going to go ladder, 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 and on base levels you're going to be progressing your wins kind of thing. And the box guy, the guy playing the 5, 6, and 8, is literally just doing the 5, 6, and 8, but he's doing it as a 1, 3, 2, 4 press level, right? And just kind of pedal to the floor on both bets. That might be a Friday Follies episode next week, because next week we're going to get through the progressions, and I think that might be kind of fun. So I can feel an Iron Cross coming on Friday Follies. That's going to be a big one. Oh yeah, that's right, Mac. Mac's got the dice. Mac has the dice, the Red, White, and Blue Craps Nation dice that he's donating. I forgot about that. I'm also talking to some other people who do lessons and that kind of thing. So we'll get some of that out there again. All right. So what else to be said? I see that Buckeye and Jen are talking about the $1 million challenge. The first level at $300 is a gimme. You get to restart all the time at the first level. It's like the YOLO. I try $64 YOLO. If I don't make it, I try again until I get myself going. It's always a restart at 300. There's no one time and you're out of the game forever. That's why he does that, I think. It's just kind of as the side bet that it is. So, all right, here we go. I think we're going to get into it now. Hey, Waylon's here. Good morning. Let's talk about loss chasing. So this series of shows that we're doing is all about chasing your losses. And I gave you, again, a funny title. Friends don't let friends chase losses because it can be dangerous, okay? As a basic example, you're going to up your bet amounts after a loss in some progressive fashion, whatever that is. And at some point, the ship will right itself. You can lose 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row. At some point, you start to win a couple times in a row. And the loss chasing principle is that eventually when the ship gets righted, it'll recover your losses. These systems have some basic fundamentals, which is, again, up as you lose, down as you win. If you win enough times, you'll recover your loss, right? That's the basic. The issues with these ways of playing, though, is that you run into some limits. One is you could experience so much loss in a row. Field is a great example. I can lose 10 times in the field in a row. I do it all the time. 10 straight losses, your next bet is so high, you might run out of your own bankroll. Very possible that your bankroll goes to zero trying to chase the loss because you run out of it. The other limit you run into is a table limit. Now, a lot of houses on roulette max is $100, $500, right? My local craps table is $500 max. So you can't really chase too far. You can only get to a certain point when you're chasing loss because of table limits. If there was no table limits and you had unlimited money, you'd never lose. That's why they do. That's why casinos always have the hammer on you somehow, and that's how they do it here. These systems are based on the principle that that's never going to happen. You're never going to see 10 field losses in a row. Well, you do. You're never going to see 10 reds in a row. You do all the time. If you're just going to bet black all day long, right, and you're chasing loss, you're eventually going to see a string of 10 reds, and it's going to wipe you out. It can't happen, yet it's guaranteed to happen. Mathematically, these things will always happen. There's always a chance that it can happen. So, words of caution here. Manage your bankroll. Know when you're up and get the hell out, because you will be up at some point. And every time you don't have that miracle bad run happen, make sure you're getting out, okay? And don't tempt fate, which is if you get it up, you get out, don't keep chasing it in there, right? Be careful with that. Don't tempt fate. So that's the advice here. There are pros to these systems, right? You know what your win count is. You know that in a martingale, you're going to win 1 unit every time you win. If your goal is 10 units, you just need 10 wins. You know that. You know when you're chasing loss that your losses are quote unquote easily recovered because the system has loss mitigation built into it, or loss recovery rather built into them. When you're playing the box, you just take a 110 inside and you get PSO'd, 110 inside, PSO, 110 inside, PSO. There's no recovery system other than maybe the next guy's going to have a great roll. That's your recovery system, right? When you're chasing loss, because you chase loss and because you reduce on your wins, the recovery of the loss is built into the system. So that's nice. I think it's a big pro. The losses aren't easily recovered, but they're recoverable because of the way the systems work. Again, your cons, limits, math, and probabilities. It's going to get you, right? The odds of seeing something happen in a row 6 times badly, about 2%, right? But the likelihood that happens in 200 sessions, 84%. You're going to see it happen. You're going to see the 6, 7, 8 losses in a row thing happen. Just know that it's coming. Have the bankroll to get through it is the big thing, okay? First day we did martingale. Quick review of that. You double your bet after a loss. If you're ever win a bet, you're always up a unit. No matter what level you're at, you win a bet, you're up a unit. It recovers all your losses in one shot, which is cool, and you're up a unit. If you end on a win, you're good. Okay, martingale gets ragged on a lot because, oh God, you got $5,000 out there to win $10. It's true, but it also the power of that is that it's not about winning the $10. It's about recovering all your losses in one shot. Okay, that's why it's aggressive. The Fibonacci we did yesterday, it's a sequence where your next bet is always the sum of the previous 2 bet amounts. So 3, the third level at 3, it's 1 plus 2 is 3. The next one's 5 because 2 plus 3 is 5. You go up a level every time you lose. You go down 2 levels every time you win. So it progresses a little slower than the martingale. You're not going double, 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 but you're coming down half as fast. You're coming down 1, you're hopping every time. So instead of coming all the way down on a win like the Marty does, the Fibonacci comes down at half speed. So you're hopping two backwards. Again, there's loss prevention or loss recovery built into it. There's loss chasing built into it. And like anything else, you can run into the nightmare run, be 10 levels in and have 1,000 units out there. So be careful with both of those. Today, we're going to switch and go to what's called the D'Alembert system. And this one is one that, again, Wayland has made very, very popular. This is an up a unit when you lose. It's down a unit when you win. It's a simple ladder up and ladder back down again. It's 1 unit up, 1 unit down. It was designed by a French mathematician, and it was designed for like Baccarat or roulette for 50-50 bets, 1-to-1 bets. So red, black, odd, even, high, low, Baccarat. It can work in blackjack too, which, effectively is a 50-50 shot where it pays 1-to-1. That's the idea. You go up when you lose, down when you win. And I'll show you on the table how that works, where it puts you into profit, especially in a choppy table. The pros to this way of playing versus the martingale and versus the Fibonacci is that it's way less volatile on a bad run. right? The martingale on 3 losses, you're going to be at 1 unit, 2 units, 4 units, right? That's 7 units out of your rack that you're at risk for. The Dell and Bear is 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, right? So you're going up by 1 unit each time. When you get from 4 to 8 in the Marty, the Dell and Bear goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So your risk level is nowhere near a martingale. You can go 8, 10 levels with a Dell and Bear and be relatively okay as long as your bankroll was predisposed or preset to do that. Less volatile there. You're less likely therefore to hit table limits, right? You will most likely, if you have, depends on where you're betting and how what you start at, but getting to table max in a Dell and Bear is pretty tough to do because you're going up 1 unit at a time, not doubling your bets every time. So your chance of hitting the ceiling is pretty tough. It works great in a chop, really great in a chop. It's kind of works for that. And if you're in a swing, you can dominate if you're also combining it with a progression. And I'll show you that next week, what I mean by that. Again, the cons to it, you need a bunch of bankroll. Anytime you're chasing loss, you need a bunch of bankroll. And there are bad swings that can be a complete disaster. And I've gotten to where I've lost 6, and then I get into a chop where I win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 2. And before you know it, you're a billion units out there and you can't recover it. Rhythm is a big thing with the Dell and Bear. The martingale, you can lose, and win, and you're good. The Fibonacci, you can lose, win a couple, and you're good. The Dell and Bear, you could lose 8 times in a row and be stuck at level 7 or 8 forever. It'll plod itself to a grind sometimes. That can happen with it. So the swing and the rhythm within the swing can get you here. That's where when I've struggled with the Dell and Bear systems, is that where I get to a higher level and I can never get out of it. That said, if you manage your bankroll well, sometimes in those high levels, you're actually there and you're good. Yeah, the Kelly criterion, by the way, JR says, is great. Great in sports betting, for one. It's tough in craps because the Kelly criterion is based on, and we'll talk about this, maybe not next week, the week after that. The Kelly criterion is based on this notion that when you have the advantage, you bet higher into the advantage. But there's no advantage in craps, right? Kelly criterion can work as a betting system in blackjack when you're a card counter and you have a sweet count and you have the quote unquote the advantage. It works great on craps once you have a don't pass bet through and you're a 60% favorite to win. If you could Kelly that bet, that's the time to do it, but you can't because you have to lay odds, right? You can't bet it flat when you already know the outcome. So the Kelly is cool, but it's a tough one to kind of get into. So there we go. Ken says, know what you're doing with these guys. Vast majority do not know what they're doing, so just say no. The biggest advice I can give you on the Marty, on the Fibonacci, on the Dell and Bear, tomorrow we'll do the Labouche, Friday we'll do the 31, is have the bankroll to do it and know that there's a guarantee that at some point that bankroll is going to get taken. There is going to be the perfect run that will take the whole damn thing. I guarantee it will happen. It's the impossible thing that's guaranteed to happen. All right. The Dell and Bear does really good in the chop. I'll demonstrate that. You win a unit every time you switch sides. You catch it right, you win a unit every time. It's beautiful. On a bad swing, the bigger level bets will gobble up early losses quick, but you got to get a couple in a row, 2, 3 in a row to get out of a bad swing. On a good swing where you're winning all the time, one of the downsides to me of the Dell and Bear or the ladder system is that you're same betting at the base level, okay? Which is fine, but you're not loading up enough to get into it. So at the base level, I'm okay, same bet once, but then you got to start progressing the bets and getting some power into those things because when the losses do come, you got extra units in there to combat some of that. Watch your bankroll, okay? You don't always need to go all the way down. You'll see today in the ladder, there's times where we get up high, but I don't need to ladder the entire way back. Sometimes I'm at profit or even part of the way down. You got to manage where you are. All right, let's go to the table. Let's go out there and play it a little bit. I'm gonna turn the light back on, and let's tinker with it a little bit. Let's go do a little field ladder first, and I'm gonna put into my rack here. I think I've got $6,000 in the rack, and actually before I do that, let me just demonstrate kind of how it feels to play this thing. So let's go ahead and put these Put the 80 bucks over here. That's for tomorrow. So let's do, I'll do white chips because white chips are easy to show. And let's just say we have a bankroll of 10 white chips. Okay, and let's put them out here. We'll do 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are 10, that's our bankroll, our 10 white chip bankroll. You can see them out there. And let's play a little ladder pretend, okay? Let's do a little, I'll do the don't pass. Let's do a little back and forth. Let's do a little bit we'll do I'll show you how this works in a chop when you win first. Okay, here we go. So we're in the chop, okay? We have a 1 unit bet out here and we win a unit. That's great. And it goes back into our rack. Now our rack is even and we're playing with the chip and then you lose it, okay? Now you ladder up to a 2 unit bet because you lost that one. Let's say that we win the 2 unit bet. What you do is you go up after a loss, right? You're gonna go back down after a win. So you're gonna take your win of 2 units and reduce your bet by 1 unit. Go back to your rack, 1, 2, and there's a unit in profit plus what you're playing with, okay? Let's say you lose it again. Go out with 2. Let's say you lose the 2. You go out with 3 units. And you're going, oh my God, 3 units out there. What do I do here, right? Well, let's say you win the 3. 1, 2, 3 units. You're gonna reduce your bet by 1 unit and bring all those back, 2, 3, 4. Now look at where we are. If I take that first one that I won, my rack is right. I laddered up 3 times or 2 times to get to level 3. I took my level 3 hit and your brain is telling you, I gotta get a level 2 hit to come back down to level 1. The reality is you're already in profit, right? When you manage this and you know what you're doing in your rack, you may be in profit before you get all the way back down again. Let's restart it. Let's come out here and we'll start with a loss this time. So we lose a unit out of the gate, come out with 2, win 2, reduce by 1, you're back to a 1 unit bet, that 1 unit is profit. Let's say you lose it, back out with 2, you win 2, you reduce your bet by 1, save profit, you lose the 1, come back out with 2, you win 2, you reduce your bet down to 1, replenish your rack, 2 units in profit. So when you're chopping like this, right, the chop sucks for everybody else. If you're laddering and you get a pure chop, it's a unit every single time, right? That's a beautiful thing. Baccarat can get this way, right? When you're playing Bach, banker, player. Roulette can get this way too. High, low, high, low, high, low. Odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, red, black, red, black, red, black. It's a good way to hop through it and get it done. On the craps table, the best thing you got are the 2 lines can do this. The field is close to it. The field's not quite 50-50. It's like 44. It's super streaky, which I'm gonna play some field so you can see the streak, how the streak happens here in the field, and you get the bonus bubbles that sometimes help you out. So that's the basics of a ladder. You can get burned pretty quick, right? Let's go back to our 10 units and let's lose. Actually, I'll do 20 units. There's 20 units, okay? If this was black chips, it'd be $2,000, okay? $2,000. And you can go, watch how fast it goes away. There's 1 unit loss. There's a 2 unit ladder loss. 3 units and it's a loss. Here's 4 units and it's a loss. Happens all the time, right? There's a 5 unit loss, right? That will happen to you quite a bit. Now you only have 5 units left, okay? Let's pretend we borrowed from our neighbor our 6th unit, okay? Can we recover our 20 units back from 6? Let's take a look at how this looks. If you have that awful run, okay, what does it look like to come back from from all that loss? 21 units essentially, right? Well, you get paid 6 units on the first win. Okay, oh, thank God we got a win, right? We can reduce by 1. Back over here, there's 5 units. There's 7 units back in my rack with a 5 unit bet out there. That 5 unit bet pays. Again, reduced by 1. Look where I am. I have half my bankroll back, plus 3 units, a 4 unit bet, pays 4, reduce it by 1. And now I'm just 2 units down, okay? Again, not all the way down the ladder, but look where I am. If I take these 2 back to the rack, I've recovered my bankroll and I have a unit left. So you don't gotta come all the way back down, just gotta manage where you are. If you catch the bad run and you catch a good run to follow it, you're gonna be fine, okay? But just be careful with it. Here we go. Let's put some money in the rack. Let's do a field ladder. What I got here is 6 grand, which I think is enough. I think. Let's do the math. Let's do it out here real quick. We're gonna go 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, 6 units. Let's see, 7. There's 8. There's 9. There's 10. That's a 10 level. 10 levels. I don't think I think I had too much money. There's 10 levels, right, of ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How much money is that? We can go to 10 levels high if we needed to. That's 1,000, 2,000, 3,500, 4,000, 5,500 bucks, 5,500 bucks. And when Waylon does his strategies at the black chip level, almost all the time, he's got 5 grand in the rack. Why? Because it's about 10 levels, right? He's a little bit one stack under what I would say you need to get to level 10, but here we go. Let's put all this crap in our rack and let's do a field ladder. I'm gonna get my rack set up. And again, I'm using my lammers to do it so you can see where we are. And there we are, 5,500 bucks in the rack. It's important to know what's in your rack all the time, so you know how close you are to being in profit or not. Watch how I manage this as I go. We're gonna do a little field play here. We're gonna put 100 bucks into the field, and let's just run this out, and we'll see how much money we can make from just the field, and watch how streaky this thing gets. We're gonna win a lot and lose a lot, most likely. Here we go. 3, that's a winner. Same bet at the base level, same bet. There's our profit in the back. That's a 4, 2, 6. It's a loss. Come out at 2. There's a 1, 2, 3. So we chopped up, right? We're chopped. We win 2. Our bet goes down to 1 again. Our bankroll now is completely full. I have a unit out and a unit in. I'm 2 units up. Remember, your bankroll management here is super key. There's a 5. We lose. Again, we can stay in this chop. We're going to be in great shape. There's a 6. That's a bummer. 3 units out now. Again, laddering up. There's a 5. Here's that ugly streak we talked about, right? Now we're going to be out there at 4 units. We're burned that. I'm going to take my profit out there. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. There's an 8. Oh boy, here comes the ugly, right? 3. There's 5. Another 8. Good Lord. Okay, now we got to go out there at level 6. We'll do 500, 600 bucks. There's a yo. All right, that's cool. We get paid. 500, 600 gets paid. Okay, I'm actually going to pay this in black chips. Make my rack right. So we're going to reduce our bet down to 500. I'll put that one back in the rack there. We'll do 5 blacks, $500, and we're back in the rack. Now look at the rack. We have 3,500, 4,300. Right? I'm still light. A couple of hits there. There's a 5. This is where I get ladderitis here, because I get up to level 5 or something, and we're stuck there. It seems like forever. Getting down from the high levels is hard. There's a $600 win. 5, 6. Go back down to 500. There's an 8. Back up again at 6. There's a 9. So every time we do this back and forth, we're winning a black chip every time. Every time wins a black chip. Where are we at in the rack, by the way? We have, let's see, there's 2,000, 3,500, 4,000, 5,000. We're 500 bucks down. There's the 500 bucks. Okay, see what I say about rack management, why this is so important? We bounced around a little bit here, right? There's 2,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500. We're $1,000 down. We're 1,000 down, not 500. So we have to win another level like this. But that'll put us right back if we can get one. There's a 9. That's perfect, right? Check it out. There's 500 bucks. When I bring this purple chip back to my rack, 4,000, 5,000, 500. We're back to square. Even though we were laddering down and I'm like, oh my God, we're up so high. Guess what? This right here, back to the start we go. We can go right back to base level and restart from 0. A lot of people make a mistake when they're laddering or when they're martingaling to not keep track of their rack. And I know I'm kind of a nerd when I talk about using my lammers, right? These little white lammers that I use. Maybe I should make these whites. I have blacks and whites. The whites you can see better, right? To get into in between your chips, you can see how much money you got in your rack, right? Without these things, you got to use white chips or something, but get something visual in here so you can tell what you got. And you got to know what's out here. When I'm out here like this, I know that an extra lammer is 5 units. I know that, so I can see how much I'm behind. So you don't got to go from level 6 to level 1 to get even. You can go from level 6, pop 1, restart the process. Now, if I wanted to stay out here where I was at level 4, watch what happens, right? I know I'm making a knowing decision to not reset my rack and go back down. I'm making the decision here to let's try and ladder down, because if I can ladder down from here, if I can make that work, the net result of that is going to be a lot extra profit. Here's 4 units in win. We'll go down a unit. Okay, now my bankroll is full. I have a profit in the rack and I got $300 in play. So you can see what's going on here, right? If we happen to catch a decent little win streak down to 2 units, now I've got 500 in profit, right? Is that 5? Yeah, $500 in profit now because I worked my way down from high. The profit builds kind of as it goes here, right? There's a 6. We'll lose that, but you can walk out with a paycheck. And it's all about rack management. It's all about rack management at this point. So on a simple 1-to-1 win, we got no bonus wins that time. It's a simple, basically a 50-50 bet, right? Basically, it's a 1-to-1 payout, and it's a pretty streaky bet to make. Okay, that's the simple ladder I can show you. That same thing would have happened if we're on the don't pass or the pass line. It just takes 50 rolls to determine the winner. I just did the field this fast. All right, there's one example. Now, let's do a more complex example. And I think one thing you got to realize with these ladder systems is multiple bets make it more complicated. Multiple bets make it more complicated. And what I mean by that is this. If I've got a bet in the field like you saw, it's easy to say, well, I lost 1, go out with 2, right? Win 2, reduce by 1, and you're back with a unit in profit, right? That's easy to see. If I got 2 bets going, it's a little bit different. Let's say I'm laddering just the 5 and the 9, and we lose them both. I'll put the losses over here. We lose them both. Now they're both going to be at 2 units up. Okay, now, does a win recover all the loss? That's the thing. And how fast does that win recover what you got burned? Because if we lose these 2, now we're here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units in loss. We're out here for 3 units each on those bets. And again, that pays 420, right? So 30 or 300 pays $420. So 420 comes off. If I take the $400 out of my loss and I bring these 2 bets back down, I'm still upside down the 200, right? Let's put this up in here. I'm still upside down the $200, plus I got 4 units sitting out here, right? So with 2 units out here, you're gonna have to either go all the way back down to get your money back, or, pardon me, you gotta take an extra hit at the level to get your money all the way back. The higher you go, the worse that gets. At these lower levels, level 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this works with 2 bets. You get to level 4, 5, and 6 with 2 bets out here, you gotta get multiple hits per level to get your money back. It just takes a hot minute to get to work out. That right there, by the way, would pay $280. So it would pay $280. Now when you pull this back, now you're gonna be back, rack is full, $80 in profit, and you're back at base level. You actually have $280 in profit after that coming down. So 2 units or 2 bets makes it a little more complicated. Just want to call that out to you. Waylon does a ton of that stuff, but he's got the levels, and when you watch his videos, you've got to listen and watch what he says about sometimes you got to get 2 hits to go down. Sometimes he'll go up extra, or sometimes he'll have an opposing bet, like a lay this plus that, so that you're not getting destroyed on either side of it. And that's why he does that. So again, he's done extra math for you to make sure that your laddering is relatively safe as you go. All right, let's do the DC pony. Let's play the pony at the black chip level. We'll do, let's get a point here, and I'll show you how this thing works out. There's a 5-1-6. Here we go. We're on the 6. It's a DC bet first. Waylon chooses the DC bet, by the way, to avoid the multiple 7, 7, 7, 11 on the come out, like I always throw. That goes to the 5. No 5. Now we're going to take $100. I'm going to get a bunch of reds here. This is basically the horseman, but it's a 10-to-1 level. Okay, so there's all of our reds. Let me split those up too for you. Again, rack management's a key. Okay, you're looking for about $100 in red. You're looking for about $2,400 or $5,400 in everything else. Now here we go. $10 in the come, and the come never stops. It's a fountain. It never stops coming, right? Always 10 until you lose something. Then we go up a little bit. 6, 3, 9. Come bet to the 9. The next come bet's on the way. 8. Let it keep on chugging. Keep on chugging. You can see we've got 1 full set out. There's a 7 out. Okay, that's great. You'll lose these 2. You'll win 1 unit in the come. You'll win on the 5. There's our starting bankroll. There's our $20 in profit, right? There's actually, that's a profit play too. 5,400 minus $5 or $10 rather. There's the $5,500. That's profit. Round 1 done. 1, 2, 3. We're not on the DP, so we don't care. There's a 6, 4, 10. All right, here we go. $100 DC. 3, 2, 5. I want to get some losses in here so we can see this thing have to recover a little bit. There's a 6. Otherwise, it's just too easy, right? I said earlier on the red cross thing, you roll perfect numbers for yourself. It's every strategy looks like it's a champ. Lose this, it wins there. Black chip here. And there we are. Bankroll is back right where it was, effectively, minus the $10. Here we go. 7 on the come out. Don't matter. There's a 9. Okay, here we go. Midnight, doesn't matter. Aces does matter. Okay. Just keep paying attention. We got 1, 2, 3. 3 units in profit. There's the 7. Okay, we're going to lose it. That's cool. Where we are, though, is this. We have profit. Effectively speaking, that's our starting bankroll. All of this is profit. You don't have to ladder up, right? This is the time to stop, right? You don't need to ladder. You can go right back to base if you're playing your rack correctly, right? Let's do that. Let's get ourselves ugly. Let's find ourselves in a bad spot, and then we'll ladder up. There's that. Here we go. Comeback goes to the 10. Next one out. There's the 8. Okay, that's going to take it. Cool, that's good. We lose this. Comeback goes to the 8. Puck is off. We're not actually there yet, but we can be, okay? We have 2 comebacks out. We have our full bankroll intact, plus like $67 in profit. So we're still in the same spot where we can go out at the base level. No need to ladder until you're down. It goes to the 9. And watch your bankroll. Like I said, we were up $300. We could have, oh, sorry, I should have come back. Comeback goes to the 4. Next comebacks coming. 9. Okay, that's going to take a black chip from us. That sucks. Takes our black chip. Comeback goes to the 9. And where are we now? Now we're actually down a little bit. Okay, we're going to double up in there. And we'll double up our comebacks. There's a 4, 3, 1, 4. That couldn't have worked out any better for us. Get paid on a 4. Travels behind the 4. $20 in the come. Now this is double. That's double. When I say double, it's 1 unit. 1 unit here is $10. 1 unit here is a black chip. Now we're going to play it out at this level until the bets resolve themselves. There's an 8. 6, 2, 8. That comes down and gets paid 1 unit. $20 into the 8. $20 into the come. 8 again. All right, that's going to be off and on for $20. Nice. 8 again. Whoo, another hard 8. I'm going to do 25 for 5 because I'm almost out of red chips. Over here in the bank, let's put that back there. Hard 10. Hard 10. So that comes down and gets paid $10. Travels into the 10. 20 into the come. 5. Okay, every bet's going to resolve here in a minute. It looks like that was a 3, 2, 5. That goes there. We have everything covered. Everything's covered. 9. Boy, where's this when you're playing the Molly with all the odds, right? That goes in, comes down, gets paid 10. We're still at the $20 level. Something's got to happen here, right? Something's got to happen. There's an 8. Again, we'll do, that's going to travel up. I owe 20 from the bank. Let's do 25 for 5. Stay in there. God, we're killing the comebacks right now, aren't we? There's the 7. Okay, so let's see what happened. These will all fall. That one pays up, $20. You get paid $200 up here on that big don't that we had. When I bring it all back, starting bankroll, $100. If I take these over here, there is, if I take the $25 back, there's my reds that I started with. There's actually $5,400, $100, and $250. So we recovered all the loss that we had. We were only down about $50, but we recovered it in that one shot. By laddering it up and catching the right number, only had to go up one level. Comes back and works. What time is it? We have enough time to do one more? I guess I don't. Let's see here. It is 8:58. Yeah, I got to stop there. But that's a good look at it. Let me come back and just chat with y'all. All right. So we did see a little bit of chop action in the field, which was good. When I demoed that, we had a little bit of chop. We also had a bad swing where the field got the $600, and we caught the good swing. So we had a perfect little peak on that thing. It was great. In the DC Pony, we only had a ladder up one time. And the thing is, we were up, right? We had bankroll management. We knew where we were. We were up $300. I just kept playing it because I wanted more trials for you. But yeah, when you laddered up and down, you knew where you were and when the time was to leave. So we actually did a pretty good job there. So I think that one worked out well. So I've had good luck with the DC Pony. I know that Darksider was saying he's lost with it. The DC Pony to me has done pretty good in practice runs. I have not yet had that thing go too crazy on me. But anyway, there it is, guys. There, all those 8s, right? Yeah, no kidding. Crazy. Well, again, I think my table sometimes does, what do you call it? Where am I going here? My table, for some reason, if I don't throw them super hard, it'll definitely land in the same numbers. That thing, not very bouncy, and I'm only 5 feet away. So when I'm random rolling it, I got to really slam them in there to make sure that they scramble. I get a lot of repeats on this one. All right, there we go. Yeah, never ladder up unless you have to. I only did it because I wanted to show it. Really, no reason to ladder up today. All right, let's check questions. Anything PC wise here? Let's see. Let's see. We did all that. I talked about Jeff. Ken says, I will hear and feel a result. What are you talking about? You talking about what if I get too high in the bank? Yeah, and I put your comment up there earlier too, Ken, about Just say no. Be careful with the laddering. Be careful with laddering. Be careful with the Marty. Be careful with the Fibonacci. Those things can get way out of hand really fast. You saw the field one, right? The field one, we were up at level 6, and we were at 6.5, 6.5, 6.4, right? For a long time. You got to have bankroll to last up there, because another couple losses in a row, and before you know it, you're at $1,000 out there. You got to be super careful and know your bankroll, what you brought and what you're managing. All right. I probably screwed the point up. Yes. I'm sure I screwed the point up. But anyway, that's how that goes sometimes for me. Go too fast while you're talking and shit happens. So, all right, folks. Let's see. Darksider asked Waylon if it would work without laddering. It should work without laddering, but again, you're gonna, when you lose a couple times, lose that DC bet a couple times in a row, getting it back takes a minute, right? It takes 3-4 wins to get it back versus 1 or 2. That's the difference. When you're laddering up and you're coming down, you need less wins to recover the loss. The whole point of laddering or Martying or whatever else is to say, I need less wins to cover my losses, versus straight same better needs to win every time, another win to cover every loss, versus 1 or 2 or less than that even to recover. That's the whole point, is loss recovery. So, but you need bankroll, you need some luck, and that's it. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and crack the knuckles here, get refill that coffee cup, and get up there and play some craps in the garage in about 10 minutes. So thanks again for being here. Tomorrow we do the La Boucher, which is a fun one. And yeah, wish me luck. Red Cross coming up in 10 minutes live. Daily paycheck. Until then, God bless all you. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.